Continuing with the discussion on atomic structure, this video is going to concentrate on two concepts. The first is atomic number, and the second one is called the mass number. So let's start with a quick review. In the center of the atom there is a nucleus, and in the nucleus there are protons and there are neutrons. Outside the nucleus we find the electrons, and that makes up the atom. The number of protons in the nucleus has a unique name, and the number of protons in the nucleus is called the atomic number. Here is a major concept. The number of protons in the nucleus defines the identity of the element. Each atom of any element will have the same number of protons. Another way of stating this, the atomic number defines the identity of the element. Atomic number equals protons equals element. The identity of the element does not depend upon neutrons or electrons. How many protons are in the nucleus of a strontium atom? You go to your periodic table and you find strontium. You then look at the block of strontium. You'll see a whole number, and that's 38. That's the atomic number. So since the atomic number equals the number of protons, we can say that the strontium atom has 38 protons. Second example, this is for you to do, is if you have an atom of uranium, how many protons do you have? Go. The answer is 92 protons. How did we get this answer? We went to the periodic table and found uranium. It happens to have a symbol of U. You see that the atomic number for uranium is 92. Atomic number equals number of protons, so 92. Another example. What is the element which has 65 protons in its nucleus? Stop and continue once you have the answer. The answer is terbium. How do you get that answer? Well, the number of protons equals the atomic number, so 65 protons equals an atomic number 65, and you see that equals terbium. So go back to the nucleus and we have protons. We also have neutrons. Now the mass of a proton is 1.67 times 10 to the minus 24th grams, or 0.23 zeros followed by a 167. That is an exceedingly small number. Work around that. A new unit is defined, which is essentially the mass of a proton, and that is called 1 atomic mass unit, which is abbreviated 1 AMU. Now neutrons happen to have a mass of 1.67 times 10 to the minus 24th grams. So we can say that the proton weighs 1 AMU and the neutron weighs 1 AMU. But what about the electrons? When you toss the electrons in, if you were to measure an electron, you'd see that it weighs 9.11 times 10 to the minus 28th grams, almost 2,000 times smaller, or that the mass of an electron is 0.000536 AMU. So compared to the mass of a proton or mass of a neutron, the mass of an electron is negligible. And so for all intents and purposes, we say the mass of an electron is 0 AMU. Which brings us to our second major concept of this video. The mass number of an atom is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. Mass number is protons plus neutrons. So if you know any two of these numbers, you can easily calculate the third. So what is the mass number of a carbon atom which has 7 neutrons? And the answer is 13 AMU. How'd you get that answer? Well, carbon has an atomic number of 6, which means it has 6 protons. You were told it has 7 neutrons. Protons plus neutrons equals mass number. 6 plus 7 equals 13, so the answer is 13 AMU. All right, here's one for you. What is the mass number of an iron atom which has 30 neutrons? Stop, figure it out, then come back. 56 AMU is the correct answer. We know that iron has an atomic number of 26, so it has 26 protons. You add 30 neutrons, and 26 plus 30 is 56. So the mass number of this iron atom is 56 AMU. Another one for you. How many neutrons are in an atom of lead if the mass number for that atom is 207 AMU? Put it on hold, figure it out, come back, and see if you got the correct answer. 125 neutrons is the correct answer. Remember that protons plus neutrons equals the mass number. The mass number, therefore, minus the protons must equal the neutrons. Mass number is 207. The atomic number, which is also the number of protons, for lead is 82. 207 minus 82 is 125. So there's your 125 neutrons. The final example. You've got an element with a mass number of 35, and you've been told it has 18 neutrons in the nucleus. What is this element? Go. All right, the correct answer is chlorine. How do we get this? Mass number minus neutrons equals protons, which is equal to the atomic number. 35 minus 18 equals 17. If 17 is the atomic number, then the element must be chlorine. So to wrap things up, we got some very simple statements. The number of protons is equal to the atomic number. An element is defined by its atomic number. Each element has a unique atomic number. Each element has a unique number of protons. The mass number is the number of protons plus the number of neutrons, but the mass number is not unique to an element, and this will be discussed further in the next video. So now we are down 2 videos. We're slowly making progress, and in the next video we're going to deal with a concept called isotopes.